Hello everyone and welcome back to Historofiles. Now it's been a hot minute since I last uploaded an episode, and that's down to many reasons. Primarily I've gone back to education, going to become a biomedical scientist, a bunch of stuff like that. But I missed making these videos so much that I just had to get here and do one as soon as I had the opportunity. Not today. So that said, let's get to it. Today we're going to look at the Battle of Mortimer's Cross. The year is 1461 and the Wars of the Roses are in full swing. Just a couple of months before the Battle of Wakefield, the Duke of York was killed by Lancastrian forces. Hang on, let's just have a quick recap at what the Wars of the Roses were. On one side you have the Lancaster family. They're headed up by King Henry VI. But unfortunately, he's not quite there, mentally or physically, and so he doesn't quite live up to the legacy of his father, King Henry V. And so in his stead, his Queen, Mary of Anjou, rules. But not everyone's happy with this state of affairs, and so a faction led by the Duke of York oppose this system. Well, not in rebellion against the king, just against those who influence him. And so to this point, there's been a few battles, but the most major of which was the Battle of Wakefield, where the two main opponents of the crown were beheaded. Anyway, we're back in the year 1461. Edward the Earl of March is raising troops in the Welsh Marches to lead against the Queen when he hears of a large force of Lancastrian soldiers moving into England from South Wales, led by the Earl of Pembroke, Jasper Tudor. Eager to revenge the loss at Wakefield, he took his forces to intercept the Lancastrian army, blocking their route near to Wigmore Castle. And you can check out my video from when I went to visit Wigmore Castle right here. Relatively speaking, this was a rather small encounter, with the Yorkist forces numbering between 2,500 and 5,000, with the Lancastrian forces roughly the same but slightly outnumbered. After spending the night camped on the road, both forces will have woken on the 3rd of February to see their enemy on the horizon. The Lancastrian forces may not have necessarily wanted to fight that day, but if they were going to cross the River Lug and continue their march into England, they were going to have to. Knowing combat was inevitable, both forces set themselves into battle formation, arrayed into 3 battles across the road. They then manoeuvred closer to each other before the Lancastrian vanguard began the attack. Led by the Earl of Wiltshire, James Butler, they engaged the Yorkist forces, pushing back their right wing. Jasper Tudor faced the Yorkist centre and was being held there in a ferocious stalemate, while critically, Owen Tudor tried to encircle the Yorkist left flank. This could have been a winning move, but his battle was defeated and they began to retreat. The Yorkist forces gave chase, starting a rout, which quickly spread to the centre of the Lancastrian line before the vanguard joined them. It was utter defeat for the Lancastrian forces, who were chased as far as Hereford, 17 miles away, which is where Owen Tudor himself was captured. As revenge for the death of his brother and father at the Battle of Wakefield, Edward the Earl of March ordered all prisoners of rank to be beheaded. In the grand scheme of things, this battle didn't gain the renown of other encounters in the Wars of the Roses, but it did have a huge impact on the outcome of the war. Soon after this, the Yorkist forces were defeated at the Second Battle of St Albans, but the city of London barred its gates to the victorious Queen's army. This meant that Edward and his friend the Earl of Warwick could enter London, and it was soon after this that Edward was crowned Edward IV of England. His coronation was followed just a few weeks later by the bloodiest day of fighting to ever occur on British soil, the Battle of Towton. But that's a video for another day. Jasper Tudor escaped the Battle of Mortimer's Cross and lived to fight another day. His story definitely doesn't end here. So, that's the video. If you enjoyed it or you appreciate what I do, please give it a like and share it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
We'll see if we can raise the dead. 1, 2, 3.